HBA High School Academy History Assignment about American Civil War. The election of Abraham Lincoln in 1860 caused the Slavonian Southerners to react historically to Abraham's arrival, and after his election victory, before his inauguration, 6 Southerners still left the American Union and declared independence and become the Confederate States of America, CSA. After some time, Texas joined them and became 7 states. The Union of the North against the Southern state of the Confederate States of America. Of course, Lincoln did not get involved with them and tried to appease them. 2 months later, these rebels attacked one of the barracks of the Northern forces. After this military action, Lincoln put 75,000 troops on standby and responded to this action. 4 other states left the United States of America. In this way, 11 rebel states built a new country. At the beginning of the war, the population of the North was 22 million and the population of the South was 9 million, while 4 million of these 9 million were slaves. The industrial production of the North was 9 times that of the South. This means that 90% of American goods were produced in the factories of the North, from textile and fabrics to shoes, steel, and weapons. As a result, it was more developed. It had a wider railroad, but this numerical advantage did not make the war end easily and quickly. Battle of Gettysburg was a battle that took place from July 1 to 3, 1863, around the city of Gettysburg, Pennsylvania, between the forces of the Union Army and the forces of the Confederate States Army. During the American Civil War, this battle is considered the bloodiest battle of America's Civil War and is often referred to as the turning point of the war. Lincoln's speech received a wide response in the United States and was highly praised at the second inauguration of his presidency, and his speech is often quoted. In these speeches, he was able to clearly explain the reason and logic of the activities of the United States of America. A part of his speech: 4 times 20 years ago and 7 years ago, our fathers created a new nation in this continent, a nation that had a dream of freedom and dedicated itself to achieving the desire that all human beings are created equal. We are now involved in a civil war that has tested the ability of that nation or any other nation that has the same dreams and goals. We have gathered in one of the battlefields of the same war. We have come to dedicate a part of that battlefield to the internal graph of those who died right here so that nation can continue its life. On March 4, 1801, Thomas Jefferson gave a beautiful speech that sought to unify the country after the brazen political campaign and election of 1800. 4 years later, Jefferson returned to the United States Senate in Cairo and delivered his second inauguration, one observer claimed that Jefferson barely raised his voice and seemed to hobble through many of his speeches. Some of the text was particularly bare. An amazing thing for me, according to Virtual Speech Group in April 1862, during the American Civil War, the Tennessee forces under command of Ulysses Grant attacked the Mississippi Confederate forces under the command of General Albert Sidney Johnston to western banks of Tennessee River and to the soldiers who were in the camp and they attacked while they were resting. This bloody fight continued for 2 days and finally the Confederate army retreated, leaving 3,000 dead and 16,000 wounded. Due to the sadnesses of the attack, medical personnel were not present there. Although many of the wounded died due to the lack of medical tools. At the same time, an interesting issue stood out among them. 2 days after this battle, which was known as Shiloh, doctors noticed that the wounds of some soldiers glowed with a faint green light at the night, and these soldiers were healed earlier than others. The doctors gave this wound the nickname Angel's wounds. Wounds that glowed had less inflammation than ones that did not glow. This riddle has always occupied many minds until two students managed to solve it almost 140 years after the end of the Battle of Shiloh. This mystery was solved by Bill Martin and John Koretz. Martin got the idea from his mother, a biologist. He had said that the causes of taban sores or bacteria that live in the area. This idea led to the discovery of bacteria P. luminescens. These bacteria cannot live in the natural temperature of the human body, but the soldiers who participated in this war suffered from a decrease in body temperature.